gentlemen, welcome to CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The broadcast is a little bit off today, but never mind. You're watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I was going to try and get somebody to join me, but wasn't possible this morning. We'll have to organize it for another time. You're watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. One thing I want to talk about right now is as if you're joining us, if you're joining us for the first time and you haven't subscribed to CitizenAY, go ahead and subscribe to CitizenAY on YouTube. Hit the notification button and of course, give us the thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. It's really important that you help us grow the platform. We are still a little bit away from the 3,000 subscribers that we're trying to get. I would really appreciate your support in achieving that. So, today's topic, we're going to talk about Naira Marley's arrest. We're going to talk about Mohbads streaming that has reached over 1.2 billion streams of his songs, and we will touch on Tinubu Atiku saga. What are the implications? And of course, one of the things we are also going to talk about, and as I always mention on this platform, you will know it. It is my signature on CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The signature is, of course, the 1999 Constitution. That is something that I've been doing since the year 2018. Since 2018, I have been talking about the Nigerian Constitution and the need for us to know that Constitution, even more so than now. Because that Constitution is what's being used to govern us, and that we the people, either morning, either we the people must begin to participate in our government using the powers within that Constitution. So, welcome on board, and please do share this broadcast. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. We really need your support in growing the platform, and we will continue with the message, even if it's only one person that gets the message and shares it, then that means that we are achieving our goal. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. You are watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are, of course, talking about the issues that are impacting many of us, many citizens, and we want us all to begin to take corrective action to deal with the injustices. Let me read to you section 42A and 42C. As always, at the beginning of my broadcast, many of you will know that that's what I do. So here we go. Section 42A. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives only powers and authority. You need to memorize that. You need to know it off here. Just for as a little extra, I'm going to put in the Yoruba version as well. In the Yoruba version, it talks about ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti òde ní ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ. And that's very, very important to say. So please do share this broadcast as you're watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, and help us share. Now, section 14.2c in Yoruba again, it says, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. Now, that's very, very important to know, and we need to teach this to our children. And again, good morning, each and every one of you, those of you who are watching or who will watch later on. Please share this broadcast. This platform is here to encourage and empower and ensure that we, the citizens, begin to participate in our governance. It is our right. We are sovereigns, as stated under Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives only powers and authority. And as sovereigns, we need to exercise those powers collectively, consistently, collectively, on a daily basis. Without that, nothing's going to change. The electricity that we look at now, 63 years of Nigeria, there is no stable electricity. So what is there when you say you're Nigerian? What do you mean? What do you mean when you say you're Nigerian? What does that mean to you? In a nation, 200 million, 220 million strong, with no stable electricity, and yet they're telling you to believe in one Nigeria. You need to begin to hold Nigeria to account. And the best way to do that is to participate in the government, using the powers of sovereignty that are stated, and I would always continue to state and restate over and over again. And again, I'm going to state, for those of you who are joining, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives only powers and authority. You need to state that. You need to know it off head. We want our youth to know it off head as well. Again, section 14.2c tells you how you can use that power of sovereignty. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are things, are tenets that we need to remember until we change that constitution or we go for a referendum. We do need a referendum, and it is obvious to us that everything that's going on points to the fact that nothing is working. We need a referendum. A referendum is the only way that's going to solve the long-term issues that we face collectively. And I really want us all to begin to drive for that. It requires our collective effort, and we need to make sure that we tell our people about this constitution in our local languages. Again, one of the things I wanted to talk about before I go and talk about the main topic is also the need for us to now begin to understand that our language is very, very important from here on. And one of the things we should be doing, in the case of President Tinubu, he should be speaking, in my own opinion, in Yoruba with translation, headphones organized for people to hear the message he has to say in our local language. Because that way he begins to put the language forward as a language that is actually represented African. If we were to have an Igbo man as the president, he should speak in Igbo, again, to translate for all of us in English. If he was an outer man, we need to have that mentality and mindset, because on our land, what that would mean is that anybody who's a French, hi there, morning, hi there, hi, yeah, it's 50. Cheers. So, sorry? Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. I've got headphones on. I'm using them. YouTube thing. Thank you very much. Have a good day. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, I beg your pardon. Yes, I was trying to talk to somebody. This is the beauty of the environment I live in. You can talk to people, and you can really engage, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they were having a laugh that years ago you would have ended up in a mental home talking to yourself. But of course, I'm talking on a broadcast. So now, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about the need for us to really begin to participate in our governance. Without our participation in our governance, we simply will not get the infrastructure we need. So it is in our own interest to begin to participate in our governance, whether we like to or not. But more importantly, it will actually provide a better future for the coming generation. Because from day one, they need to know from the age of 4, again I say it, from the age of 4 years old, our children need to know the rights. These 2 sections of the Constitution, they must know it offhand. We need to begin to teach them that. And what are those sections? Section 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. And then 14(2)(c), the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Now, they know that in English, but in our villages and towns, they may not speak English. In that case, they need to know it in the local language. So, for example, in Yoruba land, the kids who are in the farms, who are in the farm, as we know called Oko, or who are in the Abule, hamlets, they need to know it in the local language. So 14(2)(a) would read like this in Yoruba. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ní tìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ. That's 14(2)(a). 14(2)(c) will now read like this in Yoruba. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn níjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. So these are the things that we need to begin to do on a consistent basis. We need to share this knowledge, because without us participating in our governance, we will not get the infrastructure that we are craving. All of us collectively. Many of us go abroad to get this infrastructure. So, thank you very much. So, many of us will go abroad to go and get access to infrastructure in other countries. Infrastructures such as hospitals, roads, schools, bridges, healthcare, safety, and all of that stuff that we take for granted when we go to these foreign countries and enjoy. And we want our people to enjoy that right there in their own land. You don't have to speak English before you have access to good hospital. You don't have to speak English before you have access to good schools. You don't have to speak English before you have access to good roads. You don't have to speak English. What we're saying is that in your land, in your language, you need to be able to demand for those things. So we need our people to know this constitution in our local languages. And we are calling on the federal government to translate the constitution of Nigeria in its entirety into all our local languages. No excuses, no ifs, no buts. This is something that must happen, and we must all consistently work towards that and demand for that. I am very, very emphatic about that. And we need this to happen on a consistent, on a regular basis. Now, So please, 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 as you're watching, you are watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share this broadcast, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. The information that we're sharing here is to raise awareness in our community. We all know we've got problems. What we're trying to do is, if you have the solution to the problems, we can share it. Part of the solution to the problem is this: we, the people, must become active participants in our governance. We have been bystanders in our governance. It has been deliberately done so for 24 years. We have not been made aware of the fact that we are sovereigns and we have the powers to hold our governance to account, and we can use those powers to ensure we get the infrastructure that we need. These are things that we need to do. Thank you very much. So these are things we need to really talk about, and you will hear me talk about this consistently on this platform. On this platform, we are here to benefit our collective community. We need to improve our understanding of the Constitution, and particularly the best way we can do that, in my opinion, is to translate that Constitution into our local languages. We need your support in doing that. I'm doing some translation in Yoruba, and I'll be showing you the progress we've done thus far on that. It's taking some time because we're having to do that in the middle of also trying to deal with a range of other issues that we talk about on our broadcast on a daily basis. I ensure I try and come out on a broadcast and talk about the range of issues that's impacting us, as well as not only alone in Nigeria, but the whole of Africa. For example, yesterday we did the video of the 63 years independence of Guinea, where you could see that the people of Mali, the military from the Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Niger, all attended, and Syria alone, all attended the celebration for Guinea. And as you all know, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, they've all pulled out of the CFA. They don't interested in using CFA anymore, because CFA is an imposition by the colonials and we have been exploited. So these are a range of issues that we are looking at. Now, to now go back to the central topic of the day. As you all know, yesterday evening, Naira Marley, he came back home. He flew back into Nigeria, and as he flew down, the police arrested him, and is now, from what you understand, he's now in police custody, answering questions around the circumstances surrounding the death of Mohbads. May so rest in peace. And we do hope that the police will do their job well. We do hope that they will not allow and say, oh, because he's a celebrity or anything, that they rubber stamp the decisions and then he goes scot-free, or somebody goes scot-free. Himself and Sam Larry must face proper justice. We are calling for justice for Mohbad. We are calling for justice for Mohbad. Mohbad, sadly, you could see the rise of his music. In the past few days, apparently his music has hit. His music has hit over... His music has hit over 1.2 billion streams. Mohbad's music has hit over 1.2 billion streams. What does that mean in terms? That is fantastic, and that is so sad, because now it now shows us that the young man Mohbad, Imole, his greatness is assured. His skill, his amazing talent as a musician, he's got his joke, effervescence, his fitness, everything. Everything about Mohbad is amazing. I mean, there are so many pictures and videos that we're seeing of Mohbad now that many of us didn't see. Now, it is a shame that he is not here to witness the appreciation that is being adorned upon his story. And it is a shame, but we can only hope that all of the benefits of all the music and all the streams, all of that will flow into the heart, to his family, his wife, his son, his mom, his dad, that they benefit from that. And he needs a befitting funeral. Mohbad needs a befitting funeral. I've said it before. We need to ensure that wherever he's going to be buried now, wherever he's going to be buried, he has to be reburied with proper burial and given proper befitting burial. Wherever he's going to be buried, he has to become a shrine where people will go and visit. They have to make it very, very well. What's the word? It has to be well planned. so that people can come and visit, because his name is famous around the world. He's been covered on news, on various news platforms, and all, even the mainstream media have had no choice but to mention and talk about him in stages, and because it's been that much of a star, and it's such a shame that he's not here to see his own greatness being appreciated by millions, by the evidence of the fact that many are watching his, downloading his streams and watching his music and following his comments and every word. So may the soul of Mohbad Imole rest in peace. We condole with his family, and we continue to wish them well in the future, and their son and his son. We must make sure that we all continue to remember Mohbad. He must never be forgotten. That is why the shrine for him, his shrine where he's buried, has to be effectively a shrine, in my opinion. Where he's buried he has to be reburied with dignity. Nobody should be, his body should not be exposed to the open, or carried in a very terrible manner. And this is the one thing I want to say: our humanity must be restored in the way we treat each other, and that is why knowing our rights as sovereigns will actually change the mentality that we have right now, whereby people don't have any care for how we are treated. And because of the lack of knowledge of the fact that we are sovereigns and we have powers of control, and to demand from our government the things we need, because of the deed and by the fact that we are sovereign and in a land blessed with infinite resources, we need to begin to work towards that. And perhaps, hopefully, let that be a legacy for what was achieved as a result of the untimely death of Mohbad, that we all work together to ensure that our communities benefit from our resources and we begin to exercise our powers of sovereignty. Now, let us, so I just take a minute again to say, may the soul of Mohbad rest in peace. Again, I call for the police to continue to carry out proper investigations. Again, we call on the police, those who Mohbad wrote to, the department he wrote to and called to come and save his life, and it was expectant of them to do that, and they failed him. Those officers that were involved, they must that ignored his cry. All of them, none of them must be involved in the investigation, ongoing investigation. None of them. And in fact, they must be disciplined. I am very, very certain about that. We need to call for that. So that is what I wanted to say on this issue. What I want to also to do at the same time is to ensure that we, the people, we continue to call out for justice for Mohbad. Now, like I said, Sam Larry is still in police custody as well. But again, we continue to call on the police to make sure that they have to do proper retraining for all the forensic experts that they're going to use, and all of the teams around that. They have to make sure that they have a forensic tent. Police do not cross line tape, and secure the areas where they're going to do an investigation. And we need the retraining of our people, that when people pass away, they should not be messing around with the body, especially when there are suspicious circumstances around it. They should not be rushing around taking names. They should wait. They should call. But we need a coordinated system in that country, and the entire system has failed, and we are calling for a total reorganization. So we'll come back and touch on that topic later on. Also, we want to also touch on this. Yesterday, we had the news that Tinubu has finally released his the University of Chicago has released the document as requested by the judge to Atiku's counsel in the U.S. so that they can peruse the certificate. And from what we can say is that the certificate issue has raised more questions than answers. The certificate issue has raised more questions than answers. It has provided very little answer to the problems that has been discussed. Instead, in fact, it actually raises more questions about the viability and the legality of the presidency in place. It's not me saying that, but it's just that when in the INEC, it says that anybody that provides a forged documentation, educational documentation, that would actually evaluate one of their laws and actually would not be able to be president. What does that read? How is this going to be solved? Is this going to be thrown out on the basis of based on technicality, because it didn't happen on this report was not something that is requested for by our own courts. I mean, we will see what happens. It raises fundamental questions. And going forward, there was a question we need to ask: how will we view this going forward at the next election, if the next election comes and this issue still outstanding? How is it going to impact it? I don't know. If we say it's Tinubu, then it's Tinubu, fine. But what is the implication of what we're saying? And what does it say about a democracy if, in fact, that document is indeed forged as stated in the report that we can see so far? I mean, we have bigger problems, of course. I've always stated it. Our governance have to ensure it doesn't make economic sense for us to keep importing processed PMS, premium something spirits, I don't know, PMS. It doesn't make any sense to be importing PMS when we can process it ourselves. We can fix our refineries. We can get that running to save us money. And also, I want to talk about the issue of the currency. The currency of Nigeria on a daily basis right now, if you go and track it every day, the currency of Nigeria rate to $1 is 0.0013. That has not changed, 0.0013. What does that mean? It means that the Naira is 0.0013 of a dollar, which means that it's not up to 1 cent in the dollar. The Naira is not up to 1 cent in the dollar. And that means that whatever we produce, if we produce anything, or if we sell our resources, they have been sold at their cheap prices. This is not something we can allow to continue for much longer. We need to really address these concerns and work out what it is that is being done here and how we are going to solve this fundamental injustice, because it is truly unacceptable that the nation of 200 million people are forced to sell their resources at their cheap prices because the prices have been set by the colonials. Because mark my words, the financial institutions, we are not in control of it. Again, I'm calling for us now to have one currency, one security, and one security, one currency, and of course one foreign policy for the whole of Africa. We need to have urgent meetings to really look at what's going on, because the whole of Africa is being oppressed. And whilst you're talking about different nations, you're suffering from the same disease, which is oppression and suppression of your people and the exploitation of your resources at dead cheap prices. That's happening as a commonality to all of Africans. So we need to really address these concerns and look at it closely. So I want to thank you all very much for joining me. You're watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak to power. What we're doing here is to raise the level of awareness about the injustices going on. And of course, we continue to say that we must know our constitutional rights in our local languages, and we need to translate it. We implore the federal government of Nigeria to translate the Constitution of Nigeria, all of them, into the local languages, so that we the people can begin to actively participate in our governance. The lack of knowledge of the Constitution in our local language excludes 200 million people, over 200 million people, from knowing their rights within the Constitution and how to use the powers they possess as sovereigns within the Constitution to, hold their governors to account, and of course ensure that they get the infrastructure they deserve in their community. So these are really the concerns that we face. I hope what we're doing here by talking about this and raising these concerns is something you found of benefit. Please, the best way you can help us is to subscribe to CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth. Help us reach more people. And like Professor Patrick Lumumba said, prayer will not do it. No, prayer will not do it. You can pray till all that, till the cows come home. Forget prayers. It is only designed to distract your mind and keep you weak, keep you on your knees. It's time to get off your knees. It's time for us to work together, wake up collectively, and begin to hold our government to account. We have these powers. We must use it consistently, and all of us, to ensure that our governance is held to account. All right, thank you much. Thank you. I urge you all please, as you're watching this podcast, subscribe to CitizenAY, platform where we speak to power, help us speak more people. I'll be coming back and talking about things later on, and I might bring some pictures and videos and things, and we will look into detail about what is happening in terms of the latest updates in terms of the educational record of President Tinubu and what impact that will have on our governance going forward. But above all, I think we the citizens, we cannot wait around for what the politicians will do. We have to be the ones controlling what the politicians will do by ensuring that we participate in our governance using the powers of our sovereignty as stated within the Constitution. When we have those powers, we can use it. We must use it. Money. We must use it. And I urge you all, please subscribe to CitizenAY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. The information that we're sharing to you here, you will not find anywhere else. We need you all to join us in this struggle. Like I said, we need the constitution in our local languages, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Middle Belt, and so on and so forth. In fact, 350 languages, according to estimates from what we've seen. We have about 350 languages in Nigeria, and that constitution must be translated into each of the community to make sure that the people can understand it and participate in their governance, because that is the key objective. Our lack of participation on governance has meant that the politicians have looted our money and failed to install the infrastructure that we all crave. We need roads. How can we be stating here in 2023? In 2023, Nigeria can only say that we have 4,000 megawatts of electricity in 2023. In 2023, that is a failure of governance on a massive scale, not just by one government, successive government. And our role as citizens is to begin to participate in that governance and hold them to account. That has been the missing link so far. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That is the link that the government has failed. They have failed to ensure, our government has failed to ensure that we are actively participating in our governance. That task falls on you and I. We need to use the power to hold ourselves to hold our government to account. I urge you all, join us, subscribe to CitizenAY on YouTube, help us grow this platform. We must do better for the coming generation. We cannot sit on our hands and knees and be praying. If you are going to a church, look at me well. If you are going to a church, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. You need to wake up right now. Get off your knees. You need to start the energy you're using to study the Bible and memorizing the chapters in the Quran. You need that energy to now focus on knowing the Constitution. You need to work together within your community to demand for that constitution to be translated into your local languages right now. No ifs, no buts. So I'm saying it categorically and clearly. Please join us in this struggle. We can no longer accept this. We are rich beyond compare. Africa has 30% of the world's mineral resources, and yet we are poor in our own land because we are busy believing in the lies put in front of us by way of Quran or the Bible. We need to wake up. It is time we start reconnecting with our ancestors. Our ancestors are angry with us, and that is why they are silent. We need to call on them. We need to remember them. We need to honor them. We need to thank them for creating, for giving us the place we know as Africa. I don't see Nigeria is a way for the people who created the colonials to extract our resources. We need to resort to our African name, our African ways, our African culture, our African food. Everything must be sourced and based on how our ancestors did it. There's a saying in my language, ẹ jẹ́ kí a ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe kí ó lè bá rí bí ó ṣe yẹ kó rí. Ǹjẹ́ nǹkan rí bí ó ṣe yẹ kó rí báyìí? Ǹjẹ́ nǹkan rí bí ó ṣe yẹ kó rí báyìí tí ìyà ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa? Ṣé bó ṣe yẹ kó rí nìyẹn? Kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Torí náà, ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí àwọn bàbá wa o. Wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a ṣe bí ó ṣe yẹ kó ṣe rí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe bí ó ṣe yẹ ká ṣe ṣe kí ó lè bá rí bí ó ṣe yẹ kó rí. So these are, for those of you who are in the know, I won't translate that. I'll leave that for Yorubas to work that out. But in essence, we need to connect to our ancestral belief system as Africans. We must eat, drink, think, sleep, Africa. We must eat, drink, think, sleep, Africa. That must be our mantra on a daily basis on the African continent. Now, I have no problem. When you are in Rome, you do as Romans. I have no problem. Those of us who are abroad, of course, we will follow and comply with what they're saying in the foreign countries. But what I'm saying, when it comes to Africa, we must ensure that everybody that comes to Africa will do what Africans require. No ifs and no buts. We are not going to be at the base of any infrastructure. We will be at the top of anything in Africa, and we will decide that for ourselves. We will take control of our own land, of our resources, of the structures, of the kind of language we speak on African soil. For too long, that has not been the case. We need to change that kind of mindset, and that is what we are doing here on this platform, to raise the level of awareness to such an extent that we now know that it is in our hands to take control of our destiny. And the best way to take control of our destiny is to know the powers of sovereignty that we possess within the 1999 Constitution in our local languages. I cannot overemphasize enough how important that is. The lack of participation in our governance has cost us dear. Our infrastructure development has been held back because we have been so busy believing in the Bible. The Bible and the Quran have no constitutional powers, and they don't confer on you any powers or anything. Zero. The Constitution of Nigeria confers the powers of sovereignty on you and the powers to participate in your governance and to hold your governance to account. Yet, we have collectively been conditioned mentally to ignore the powers of the Constitution and not to use those powers. It is time that we use those powers. I'm here urging you all. You, of course, watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak to power. I'm urging us all. Let us be connected. Let us ensure that we teach this to our youth, the coming generation. We owe it to them to build a better Africa, a brighter Africa. The resources, we can no longer allow our resources to be sold, to be bought at their cheap prices. We will decide the rate of our currency, the quantity that we will sell, and the amount that we will charge for our resources. It is not the business of those who want to buy from us to set the prices, to set our rates, and of course and the quantity. We need to really take control. We have been enslaved mentally for over 500 years. Now it's time to rise. Now it's time to wake up. Africans arise. Africans arise. Like I said, the words of Patrick Lumumba saying that the African leaders must quietly go or they will be removed. Those are things that we people need to understand, because Africa has been oppressed for so long, and we need to remove the shackles of the colonials from African soil. It is unacceptable that France is imposing French francs, CFA francs, CFA francs on African countries. That same money France doesn't use. France uses the euro. So you can see that France is using it as a way to use that CFA franc to strip Africa of our wealth and our resources. And we need to put a stop to that. These are the kind of things we should address collectively. This injustice has gone on for far too long. I'm calling on you, if you are watching this broadcast and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to CitizenAY, the platform where we speak to power. Help us grow the platform. Help us meet more people. We need your support. We need to ensure that our people get the benefit of our resources in our land. We cannot keep selling our resources at jet cheap prices, because that has hurt our economy. We have to make sure that the leaders that we appoint, they are putting the interest of the people first and foremost. They're putting the interest of the collective citizens first and foremost, not their personal gain. These are things that we need to change and address. For too long, this has gone on. We must make this change collectively. It is of immense importance that we address this. Thank you. We need to address this. We need to make sure that as Africans, we are not following policies, dogmatic policies, following the policies of the colonial dogmatically, whereby they are actually harming our own people on our own continent. These are fundamental issues that we are raising and we're talking about. Please do share this podcast. You are, of course, watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to be doing the live broadcast directly after this on Oduduwa TV radio in Yoruba. And I'll cover much of what I said here in Yoruba as well. But I always want to preface it by saying it is time for us as Africans to wake up. We need the constitution to be translated in our local languages. We need our people to know the powers of the possess. And before we go for Yoruba nation, in my opinion, and I'm stating that categorically, there is no point in us trying to talk about going for Yoruba nation at this juncture without ensuring that our people know how they can hold their governance to account. Because if they cannot hold their governance to account now, they will not be able to do so in the so-called Yoruba nation. We will be in the same situation. So a massive drive. There has to be a massive drive to teach. There has to be a massive drive to teach our people about the constitutional powers that we possess and how to use those powers. It is of immense importance. I urge us all, please share this broadcast. Let us reach more people. You are, of course, watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak truth power. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us grow this platform. We will continue with this message. Again, I reiterate, for those of you who may have missed it, please, I need you to study this, know it often in your local languages. If not, at least until you know the local language, know this in English. There's section 42A and 42C of the Nigerian Constitution. Right? We need that to make sure that our people begin to actually hold their governance to account. Sovereignty belongs, 14.2a says, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Let me say that again. I need you to know this offhand. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You need to know that offhand. Now let me say to you in Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tíjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbàgbọ́gbàgbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. We need our people to know that in our local languages. We need to be teaching that from the age of 4. Very, very important. And also, section 42C states, the second part, how you participate in your governance is this. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn níjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. So what that is telling you is that we must participate in our governance. We have complained and complained. It's got us nowhere. We have prayed, we have prayed, we have prayed. It has got us nowhere. Now we are left with only one choice. Participate in our governance on a daily basis, using the powers of sovereignty that we possess within our constitution. I'm urging you, please share this broadcast. Join us. Help us reach more people. The platform where we speak truth to power, CitizenAY, is here, dedicated to empowering our people to make a change in the lives of the coming generation for the better. We cannot just sit on our hands and knees anymore, or be praying on our knees. Get up off your knees. The churches and the mosques are designed to enslave your mind, and we are here to free your mind. Please, if you do not want to listen to the message that because you believe in religion, that's fine. But I'm telling you now, those religions are holding us back. When Islam and Christianity are holding us back because they are at the forefront of our mind. And that means that we as Africans, we are putting ourselves at the foot of the at the lowest rung in terms of our needs, and it is time we start putting ourselves at the top point, at the top of everything, especially when it comes to Africa. Africans must come first. In Africa, we must have one currency. In Africa, we must have one security. In Africa, we must have one foreign policy. We need to come together. We should be pulling out as Africans. We should be working together and advocating to pull out completely, totally out of the UN, because the UN is a false body. The UN was a League of Nations, and the League of Nations, the report and the charter they wrote was for Europeans. You need to understand that. Let me say that again. Go and look at it. League of Nations was an European charter. It wasn't based it wasn't for the benefit of Africans. We need to understand that in its entirety, all of us. So I'm going to change the tires now. Will it go? I hope so. I'm just trying to check what's going on here. I may have to change the battery. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so give me a minute. I want to change the battery on this one because I think it's gone now. I wasn't going to do that. Could I try that? Yeah. I wasn't going to do that. I need to change the battery on this. So bear with me as you're watching. You are watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak. We're going to change the battery. I think it makes sense to change it. I don't really want to do anything else. Since I tried, I'll save it for now if I can. You know what? I'm gonna try, see if it works. I don't necessarily want to use the battery again, change the battery, because it is very important. I don't like to change that battery. I wouldn't want to change it unless I absolutely have to. So, but please, you're watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak to power. Help us grow this platform. Help us reach more people. We need your support. We need to grow the platform. The information that we're sharing are very important information. So please do share, subscribe, hit the notification button, give us the thumbs up. Let me try and do something. I'm trying to inch it up if I can, because sometimes it is a bit temperamental. But of course, I have a backup battery, so that's fine. It's for my mobility scooter, so I'm trying to just inch it as fast as I can, as much as I can. See if that would help. I don't want to change it unless I absolutely have to. So let me try again. Let me try here first. I'm gonna try here. So see if it works. I'm trying to get there as much as I can. I'm trying to inch it. I think it wasn't fully charged yesterday. I will need to do more. I think I got that now. Yeah, it wasn't fully charged yesterday. But that's fine. So yeah, we're trying to see what we do. I'll have to charge it more, I think. So that's not a problem. I mean, I have a second battery, but I don't like to use it unless I absolutely have to. Sometimes when it's going up the hill, it becomes a problem. So that's why I'm trying not to use it, because I'm so close to where I need to go to now. But I'm going to come back in and do a live broadcast shortly. So I'm going to try. Let me try this one. Yeah, I'm going to manage it, I think. I'll manage it because I only want to charge one battery. But to charge the two batteries, it does take some doing. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so like I'm saying, I'm going to try and, like I said, the battery, I can change it. It just takes some time to change it. I can do, but I don't necessarily want to do that unless I absolutely have to. So let's have a look at this now. So in what I'm saying to you, in actual fact, is this. Yeah, I'm sort of pushing you along a little bit. I'm hoping to manage it as much as I can. What I'm saying is this. Please memorize the section 42A and 42C of the Nigerian Constitution, particularly in our local languages. We're calling on, and you have the power to actually mandate your local government to print your constitution in your local languages. You have that power. You need to participate in your governance. If you don't have the constitution in your local language, you can't participate in your governance. And that is why we're trying to translate it into our local languages. Yes, to be able to go for Yoruba Nation, you need to know what you are fighting against. If you don't know it, how can you fight it? If you're just saying you're just going, and you're not exercising the powers now, you won't go far. You will not go very far. So that's my take on things. So we can print and say Yoruba Nation, but the system that is on ground is Nigeria. We cannot ignore it. We need to engage with the system that's on ground, and then begin to hold them to account using the powers we possess as citizens. That is the plan that I have. Now, I don't know it all. I'm not perfect, but I'm hoping that at least by having that kind of meaningful discussion, we can make changes to things, and that is what it's really about. So I'm trying. Oh, this is so frustrating today, but don't worry. So what I'm going to do, okay, yeah, the battery is kaput today. Okay, the battery's gone now, I think. Yeah, I was trying to push it, but yeah, let's change it. I think I want to change it now. So the battery's gone, but that's fine. I think I know what happened yesterday. Even though it was charged, it wasn't fully, so I got that now. That's fine. We're gonna change it so you see it move up again, and then we'll charge the whole thing all the way for the whole thing. Now, so here we are. So here's one we made earlier, as I said. That's what we made earlier. Now, what we need to do is we're going to urge you all to please help us continue to grow this platform. We're going to come back. I know people will not want to hear this. And of course, yes, sorry, Tani Olong, we continue to ask for Tani Olong to be freed. Tani Olong must be freed. And the federal government must actually intervene in this now. This is wrong. He was taken from a different jurisdiction, charged with false accusations by people from a different place, and then they are leaving him in jail, and they're refusing to give him bail. It goes against his human rights. These are all the stuff: failure of governance, the illegal prosecution of somebody that has done nothing wrong. All of this points to a failure of a system, the failure of the system to ensure. I mean, Mohbad died because the police failed in their job. He sent a warning on the 27th of June, made the police aware that he was going to be killed by people who were chasing him. They ignored him. Tani Olong has broken no laws. He was in Ibadan. They took him all the way back from Ibadan to Ilorin. Totally unacceptable. Ilorin is a different jurisdiction. He can say whatever he wants. They may be against, they may not accept that what he say about religion, but he's not in their jurisdiction. They should not be doing any of this stuff. They are not the government of Nigeria. And these are the kind of things, and also even if they were, they have to comply with the rule of law. And these are the kind of things that we keep talking about. But listen, gentlemen, I'm going to put a stop to it here. We will come back and give you further updates. You are, of course, watching CitizenAY, the platform where we speak to the power. I have a bat later on. Let's give you more. I'll give you more updates as and when we get it. But for now, we're bringing the broadcast to an end. Thank you for watching. I'll come up and give you further updates. Thank you.